In the year 1444, the Duchy of Milan was surrounded by enemies. The Venetians had seized their eastern lands in 1425, and the Duke was determined to win them back. Savoyard saber-rattling was cause for concern, and the Tuscans were rapidly gaining in their wealth. Milan was in a precarious position, surrounded on all sides by unfriendly countries. Something had to be done. The Duke of Milan was aging. He knew he needed to strengthen his country's place in Italy before he died. So he attacked the nation of Savoy to his west to circumvent the alliance network that the Tuscan city-state of Lucca had made. His final act before dying was to annex the city-state to bring the riches of the Mediterranean trade to Milan. The Duke died. His nobility shattered, and a power vacuum was soon firmly in place within Milan. Although declared a republic, Francesco Sforza tried to seize power. He was met with stiff resistance from the army of the First Republic and forced to flee the country to Venice, where he was hired as a general. He died fighting the Ottomans on Crete. The temporary ruler, Rodolfo I, declared war on Florence in an attempt to unify the country. But the feuds between the Guelph and the Ghibellines made recruiting difficult. Rodolfo managed to beat Florence and their ally Ferrara in war and took all the Florentine land. Tuscany was almost united under one banner. This conquest made Rodolfo I extremely popular among the population. They re-elected him again, and every time he proved his worth. In 1468, the final Tuscan city-state of Siena stood almost alone against the Republic. After an extended siege, it was folded into the Ambrosian Republic. With a strong financial power base, Rodolfo spent the next 30 years warring and conquering the other states in northern Italy. Genoa took 2 separate wars to subdue. Through diplomatic maneuvers, Rodolfo managed to incorporate 3 other city-states into his country: Bologna, Saluzzo, and the papal bishopric of Trentino. He gave their rulers lavish gifts, ordered his diplomats to improve their outlooks on Milan as much as possible, and guaranteed their independence, regardless of if they joined the Republic or not. Eventually, they all chose to incorporate themselves. By 1498, only the island of Venice stood untaken. Rodolfo had led his nation into an era of prosperity. When he walked onto his balcony in the new capital of Firenze, he could see the Arno flowing into the horizon. He swirled his wine, sipped it, and wondered what the future had in store. He was old now, nearly as old as Duke Maria Visconti all those years ago. As he considered the prosperity the people of northern Italy enjoyed, he smiled. The Republic was strong. Republicanism had been taught in all the schools for nearly 2 generations now. The people had begun to see themselves as Italian, and they were better for it. No more squabbling amongst Italian miners. Milano was among the greats now. 10 years later, Milanese armies finished the conquests of Istria and Venice, formally uniting the whole of northern Italy. What lay in store for the Republic? What would occur in the next 60 years? Little did they know, a menace was arising from the east, an empire so brutally large and strong that it would take all the military acumen of the Italians to even bring the war to a halt at all.